Hello, everybody, and welcome to my Impact Wrestling review. Back again Tuesday nights on Access TV. And what do we kick off the show? But this week we kick off with the new world champion himself, Sami Callihan. As I guess he was in front of a wall. I don't know, it was in front of an alley or something. I don't know if he's having a club meeting or something, but it was like these random people. Maybe they were from Ohio with OVE as they were all celebrating and drinking in the back somewhere. Pretty much saying, like, this is real right here. We drink beer, not a little bit of the bubbly like some bitches. Pretty much taking a shot at Chris Jericho if you want to go off of that. But we're drinking beer and everything. And it says we are taking over since, Callihan is the new world heavyweight champion right now of Impact. There's a lot to discuss on tonight's show. And what is the first match that we do kick off the show with, huh? But yes, we do kick off the show with Moose being back in the Impact Zone again. I guess he's trying out every sport now since he beat Ken Shamrock and he went one-on-one with the Mac, which was pretty much a good opening match if you ask me. Both of these guys going in out there. I figured Moose was going to get the win, but I did enjoy this match though. It was a good opener. Moose going over pretty much made sense. They still establish him as a heel, especially him getting a big win off of Bound for Glory off of Ken Shamrock after hitting the spear. But I did enjoy this match though. Usually they got the Mac in a tag team with Rich Swann most of the time, so I don't think it hurts Mac that much in terms of an L and everything. But him and Moose, I really believe they put on a good match out there, which was very enjoyable. So, it was good, at least open up for about 8 to 10 minutes out there and open the show. Crowd seemed to be into it, so I liked the match from there. Next, they had Alicia Edwards. I forgot who was the woman she tagged with last week, but I think it was Alexia Nicole, if I'm not mistaken. She was talking about the whole dinner thing with Ace Austin, and she said it's not really a date, but she says, I can't just go on a date with someone else. Well, you think you're already married, but obviously, I guess she's now coming to somewhat of her senses and everything. And she says, yeah, we've been hanging for the past few weeks and stuff, but and stuff, but she just won't go through with it. She had second thoughts. But as she pretty much walked on to look for Ace Austin, and she says he was outside, she overheard Reno Scump saying, like, hey, man, I get tonight's tonight. You're going to start banging Eddie's wife? And he says, listen, man, I've been banging her for weeks, and tonight will be the night just to hog in Eddie Edwards' head. That was the whole plan of all of this. And I'm going to bang his wife tonight because, hey, this is going to make Eddie look like an idiot pretty much. Alicia looked pissed off then as she stormed away after that. They came back to, Madison Rayne and Kiera Hogan, who had a arm brace on, but she dislocated her shoulder in that match last week. As Taya came in, pretty much, talked about them losing their match last week, and pretty much started arguing about fashion, saying that Madison Rayne looks like a 2003 wannabe knockoff J-Lo, and Madison called Taya's clothes bananas. That's what they look like. But as she walked off, Jordan Grace says, hey, look, I'm in the front of the line, okay? I pinned you last week, so I get a title shot. Taya didn't want to hear that. She wanted to worry about her match for Madison Rayne tonight. Michael Elgin then came out as he went against Follow Ba. This was a really good match out here between both these guys. Some people try to discredit Follow Ba and everything because of his size, but Follow Ba has lost a lot of weight for a while now, if you ask me, and the guy looks great, and he was keeping up with Michael Elgin out there, okay? This was a very good match to watch, and I recommend going back to look at it, okay? Because, I thought they would turn the house down out there. Them suplexes, man, Elgin be throwing sometimes, they look deadly, I will say that, especially on Follow Ba. Follow Ba pretty much tried to pop back up after, I think, after the superplex off the top ropes. Michael Elgin pretty much, he was going to go for a roll-up pin, I believe, but he pretty much countered that into a crossface for the win. So he won by submission. He didn't win by, he didn't win by a Elgin bomb and everything. But this was a very good, enjoyable match. Of course, a chop fest here and there, too, but Follow Ba has proven he can keep up, so hopefully they start pushing this guy a little bit higher up the card. I know they kept Follow Ba in some comedy role, and they're giving him several sidekicks throughout a lot of his time in Impact, which have all seen a mysteriously disappeared, or have now signed like the WWE, like, you know, Scarlett Bordeaux. But I guess he's supposed to be teaming with TJP, but I don't know how long TJP is still doing his tour in New Japan right now, so we'll see if he comes back sooner or later. But a good match, a very good match between Michael Logan, followed by Ace was pretty much talking to Alicia then, pretty much says, you know, you're going to have a great time tonight, but Alicia's like, nah, let's just skip dinner, and why don't we just go to the hotel room? He was all for it, he was ready to go, put that smirk on and everything. Sami Callihan, OVE, pretty much trying to get people to join the party and stuff. They ran to someone, it was someone with Jimmy Jacobs, I forgot the guy's name. Excuse me, some water. But he was standing right there with him. They were all going around partying and everything. They pretty much ran to Tommy Dreamer then, saying if he wanted to get involved. But they pretty much ended up calling him a fat ass and everything, because everyone loves to make fat jokes about Tommy Dreamer nowadays. So they walked off after that. But the North then, they were cutting a promo on Marufuji, pretty much saying that you bring a tag partner next week and we'll put the tag team titles on the line. Listen, you got lucky being Josh Alexander's Ethan Page put out, but we will put the gold on the line. You just bring anybody and we'll take them, alright? Next, a match that, you know, someone said this to me a few days ago in the comment section, like, yes, I do not like this whole thing. Ken Shamrock versus Joey Ryan. As you heard me many times, I'm just far gone off of Joey Ryan at this point. You've heard what I've said about the whole dick thing, and I'm sure other people can tell you that, yes, it was funny at first, but at this fucking point, it looks fucking ridiculous, okay? It's dumb as shit. I know he's being used as a comedy segment, especially this guy keeping the undercard. Hopefully, like someone said, don't have Don Callis and them push Joey Ryan to the freaking world title, because the guy only just does moves with his dick. Let's not get into that. But I am very surprised in the way that Ken Shamrock would agree to do this. First off, Ken Shamrock looks in impeccable shape, I will say that, as some say for a man his age, but the guy did look freaking ripped out there. Pretty much they had a lockup in this. This wasn't that long of a match. Shamrock, you know, pretty much kind of, you know, taking him down, doing some takedowns a couple times. Fans chanted, "You still got it," to Ken Shamrock. They pretty much stalled at one point. Joey Ryan had a drop kick and everything. Shamrock was trying to grab him, but Joey, of course, what do you think he was going to do? He does the whole make him touch his dick thing and flipped Shamrock. Shamrock pretty much came back with some clotheslines then. He ended up doing another takedown on Joey Ryan, and then he won with the ankle lock. Listen, this match was like, 4 minutes? First off, I'm glad it didn't overstay its welcome. Like I said, I don't know why Ken Shamrock agreed to this whole dick thing and stuff. I don't know where this match was even going to go regardless, but somehow people like this, okay? Do people pop for Joey Ryan? Yes, they do. And I have a different opinion from some people that do like him. There are people that like him, and there's a lot of people that don't like him. But I've said my piece before on this whole thing when he does this. It's that, where's this going, okay? It was fun at first, but it's fucking ridiculous, okay? So I'm just still not with it. But we went back to OVE, still partying in the back as they took Daga's jacket and put it on. Daga was pissed about it. He wanted his jacket back. Somebody said, offer this man a drink. And I like Madman Fulton. He's like a walking bottle opener and stuff. He just like takes the can, bottle, bites and starts chewing on the bottle cap then and gives Sami the bottleless beer to hand to Daga, which Sami chugs half of it down, and then he, spits in it and gives it back to him. Rich Swann pretty much came in to break things up then after that, so it wouldn't really escalate into nothing. But pretty much then after that, Taya went against Madison Rayne. Not a bad match. Of course, Johnny Bravo's going to get involved. One thing I still find funny, I don't know if this is an inside joke at Johnny Mundo or Johnny Impact, but the dog's name is Hennigan, and think about that. Hennigan. this wasn't a bad match or anything. I felt like, but are these like what, two heels going against each other technically, and stuff? But it was a bad match. Of course, Madison almost won, but Johnny Bravo had got involved and threw the dog in there, but she threw the dog into the crowd. I'm sorry. She threw the dog into the crowd. Taya comes in with a big knee on her, hits the road to Valhalla for the win, getting taking out Madison Rain. But as she was celebrating, going on her way up to the ramp, Jordynne Grace pretty much came running up to her, having a stare down. Jordynne Grace ended up pretty much hitting a big suplex on Johnny Bravo since he tried to get involved, so he was taken out then. So Jordynne Grace is still going after the championship. I'm glad they got Jordynne Grace going after the title, because I don't know what they were doing with this girl at one point. They were pushing her, then they stopped pushing her, so hopefully they're pushing her somewhere bigger this time with her going for the championship again. Gama Singh was yelling at the Desi Hit Squad about all their losses, but they complained that Shera, he lost at Bound for Glory. But yes, Shera was able to eliminate people. He was in the kind of near the final too. You didn't eliminate anybody, and you were flipped by a guy in his penis, pretty much. As they kept saying throughout the night, especially Don Callis. He studies in penis. Makes no sense, but a lot of dick jokes on here, okay? But he brought in this guy, which I don't know where they're getting all these guys for Desi Hit Squad, but Bhupinder Singh, this is another one. Well, I don't know where Shera is, to be honest. I don't know why he wasn't on this show. They were building him as the powerhouse of this whole group, but I don't know about the Desi Hit Squad. There's times they don't want to make him to a comedy team, but then they kind of make him like a comedy team, because Thunder Singh ended up leaving, but now it's Bhupinder Singh, so I don't know. Rosemary was ranting on, I guess, the whole dark realm and everything, how she was stuck there for over a year, in the death of her friend Bunny, or Allie, who pretty much died in the undead realm, disintegrated, and now pretty much traveled all the way to AEW. But pretty much says we remember everything what happened, and you killed our companion, which I guess it was Su Yung, but it was just, her name was Susie. He says, it's nice to meet you, I'm Susie. And he says, you can't fool us, okay? So Rosemary's gonna go investigate this whole thing. Susie then ran up to Havoc, pretty much greeting her. Havoc looked very confused since she quote-unquote killed her in hunger and everything, transforming Su Yung into Susie. She just looked confused as Susie said, I knew we didn't meet, my mistake, and she walked off. Bhupinder Singh went against Petey Williams. This is a guy I haven't seen in a very long time. First off, I didn't notice this till this was said, but there was a referee in this match that had no legs. A referee with no legs. I don't know. I don't know. I don't. Listen, this wasn't bad for the short time it was with Petey Williams and Bhupinder Singh. With a sharpshooter. First, I don't know who this Bhupinder Singh is, but if you bring some new guy into Desi Hit Squad, shouldn't you make them look kind of strong or something? I know Petey hasn't been there in a while, but what was the point of that? But then Bhupinder gets mad at the referee and starts poking at him. Petey comes for the save. He hits a 619, which I don't know what he's hitting him with. I guess it was his legs or stubs or something. And then somehow, some way, I have never ever in my life have ever seen this before. A referee with no legs, a man with no legs, did a 450 splash. I want you to think about that. A man with no legs did a 450 splash. Okay, now does this make the Desi Hit Squad look bad? Yes, it does, because they just kind of let their cannon fodder out there, and they just now get beat up by a guy with no legs. But still, I don't know who this Bhupinder Singh guy is, so why should I even care about him, okay? But I was surprised that a guy with no legs did 450. I didn't think he could do it, but he fucking did it, okay? But after that, Ace Austin was pretty much arriving at Alicia's, her bedroom or hotel room. He was ready to go, but Alicia says she likes to take things kind of slow. Ace says, why don't you just take off everything? And she pretty much like, can I keep the expedition title on? He said, yeah, so put this blindfold on too. He quickly took off all his clothes and put the blindfold on and laid in the bed. Next thing you know, someone was caressing his face, saying, like, you got soft hands. Eddie said, thanks. He took off the blindfold. No, it was Eddie Edwards. As Eddie says hello, he said, oh, shit. Eddie started beating up Ace Austin in as he was trying to escape. He brought out Kenny the kendo stick, but Alicia wanted it because she wanted payback, since I guess she's been smart enough now to finally realize that, why was she ever agreeing all of Ace Austin's stuff, making him look like, making herself like an idiot and everything, and making Eddie look kind of like an idiot too. But she finally come to her senses and stuff and beat the living hell out of Ace Austin with the kendo stick, chasing him down the hallway in his underwear. Next thing you know, Eddie pretty much stopped there, and then he pretty much starts making out with her all the way on the ground in hotel hallway, wherever room they were around. So I thought it was kind of funny in my opinion. So I guess finally she realized it. So maybe I guess it's the whole end of this whole thing, since she ever heard it, and she's now come to her senses that I guess she won't cheat on her husband now. So like I said, Ace Austin was the only really likable person out of this feud, because I'm just sick of Crazy Eddie, and Alicia doesn't really come off any better too. But Ace Austin was like the shining beacon, the star out of this whole thing, because the guy was just great, and the antics he put on was hilarious. I guess he just finally has come up at this time. Johnny Swinger was in the back talking to excuse me, Petey Williams, calling him a young boy. You gonna get my bags? Get my bags from around here? I'm a star. Like, hey, I had to watch Baba down there. Like, what do you think we got? He says, do you know who I am? OVE pretty much came up calling Johnny Swinger a mark then before he walked out. They all walked out getting ready to celebrate, and like, this crowd needs to appreciate me that I am the new world heavyweight champion. I told you all was gonna happen, and we're gonna party all night. But Tommy Dreamer came out then talking about Sami Callihan, saying you're just a bully and an internet troll. You're an internet troll, as he says. And you say you want to call yourself the Draw. They are the draw. This crowd is the draw, okay? It didn't dream, and he called him fat Callahan and everything. All right, fat Dreamer, let's see what you're gonna do about it, okay? But Dreamer says, you want to see something? I challenge you right now, pretty much, to a match. Then next thing you know, I guess Tommy had some help. So Rich Swann, Daga, and Tessa came out. I guess this was some type of a fatal, 8-on-8 tag. Pretty much the big brawl with all these guys taking each other out. There was a big brawl, pretty much everyone going in at each other, which you're traveling to the ring then. Just lots of crazy stuff going on from not Daga, was it Daga? No, he did a corkscrew, but what? Tessa doing a big dive to the outside, same with Rich Swann too, taking everyone out. This was pretty crazy, I will say that. Of course, there was a chair at least involved with them hitting each other with it. Dog came back with another dive. And so when he kind of got to the final ones, it became with what's the name? Tess and Sami, but Sami pretty much was able to take her out of there. Rich Swann came in, pretty much getting a what was that? Not like lethal injection, but he still ended up hitting a crate on Sami Callihan for the win. Now there's a problem with this. I didn't mind a tag match or anything in the this 8-man tag, even though I feel like OVE should have went over since they're the Callihan. But here's the thing that doesn't really make sense. Why is Sami Callihan getting pinned, and he's only been champion for 1 week, and he's getting pinned by Rich Swann? See, I would have mad if somebody else from OVE got pinned, or at least, OVE gets the win. But why is the world champion taking a first L already? And he's only had the title for 1 week. He's only had the belt for 1 week, and this guy's already taking L's out here. I don't understand that. I know it was an 8-man tag, but still. And I know they're pushing towards Tessa and Sami, unless Swann's going to be the next opponent. But you could have pinned any of OVE, but said, oh, no, he pinned the world champion. Like, wait, let that wait on a second, okay? Don't pin the world champion after you have the belt for a week now. That don't make no sense, okay? It really doesn't. I didn't like that there. So that was my problem with that part of the show. I thought Impact was pretty good, pretty decent for what it was. Now, I wouldn't say it was hot as last week when they debuted on TV, but they had some good things going on, I will say that. Nothing too bad. Of course, OVE trying to party with themselves all freaking night. Yeah, Sami and them trying to party all night. OVE. Trying to remember what else was on this show. I enjoyed Mac and Moose out there. I thought that was a good match. The Ken Shamrock, Joey Ryan thing I'm not going to get into. Michael Elgin and Fallah Bahh was a very good match also, so I did enjoy that. So it wasn't a bad show if you come off looking at all of it. I enjoyed partying Sami Callihan with OVE. I thought that was funny. They were just trying to party with anybody, but like nobody was really kind of budging at one point, so that was the problem with that. The Ace Austin Eddie Edwards thing was a bit funny too. I will say that. Just kind of giving, I don't know what's the end game of this, but Alicia kind of came to her senses and now using the kendo stick to get rid of Ace instead of always look like she was gonna fuck him at one point because he was trying his best to, but it did not work. All right. But other than that, that's my review for Impact this week on Access TV. I am done with this review. From here, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think about Impact this week. What did you like about the show? Do you think this was better than the show they debuted on last week? Or do you need to see anything better from this? I've enjoyed the show. I will say that. I know it's some things I still need to work on, but I am enjoying the show, well, in general, especially on Tuesday nights. I will say that's more convenient. So, that's why, if you ask me. But overall, a good episode of Impact again, and yes, this review will be up on sooner or later tonight. All right, but I am done from here. I will see you guys later. Peace out. Comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think about Impact. I'm out of here. Peace.